Hey, what's up? It's been a year and we're still here. Can you believe it? We survived. Happy birthday to Lost Ark. Happy birthday to all of you who have been enjoying the game for all of this time. And also happy birthday to those of you who were enjoying the game, but maybe left us somewhere along the way. I think that's okay. In today's video, I would like to talk about what I have achieved in the last almost 4,000 hours. Funnily enough, if you divide this number by 364, which is the amount of days we've had since the 9th of February last year, it's quite scary. It's a little bit over 10 hours a day. I think I'm still married. Not sure about that one, but I have my kids for sure, and I'm still partially sane. Having that said, I would like to talk a little bit about my roster, what I have done with my first 4,000 hours, and also what my goals and plans are for the next 4,000, especially because in April we're getting a big patch of content, and again another quite big change in Lost Ark in general with the ancient equipment. And also towards the end of the video, I would like to talk about the things I liked and disliked about the Western version of Lost Ark. I think it's time to come out of the closet. First of all, my roster. I will have to admit that I'm not a main summoner player. I thought I would be, but I'm not. The best way I can explain this is, have you ever had that feeling when you have like a lot of fun with someone for such a long period of time, uh, that by the time the other person that you used to know in high school and used to think you like them a lot comes back, you just really don't want to give up the person you've had fun with for so long? The same situation with me and Destroyer versus Summoner. I am a main Destroyer player, and I think I'm gonna finish Lost Ark by being a main Destroyer player. Summoner unfortunately came a little bit too late. 10 months into the game. By that time, I just really made a connection with another class, and I'm gonna stick to it, right? Summoner, speaking of my summoner, is a very decent character on my roster. Has both of the class engraving builds with 5 engravings, had a decent set of gems, really good tripods, only 4s and 5s. So we've put a lot of effort into my summoner, a lot of effort. There was a lot of preparation for the summoner and also real money, a couple of €100 paid right before the summoner came out, just so I can really make up that difference, because the whole summoner ordeal for me personally cost about 2 million gold. So in order to put that much aside, even though I was playing 12 characters before summoner came out, I did that for 2 months, and I still needed a little bit of extra boost just to really shine. I'm not sorry for doing that. I think it's nice. I really love the gameplay. I know everything about the class, so I'm very comfortable and familiar. It's just that if I would have to choose a main, I'm just gonna choose the Destroyer. Destroyers, which I have 2 of, by the way, both of them really well set up characters, with not only with good stats and good engravings, but also with decent gems and really nice tripods as well. So I'm very proud of both of these Destroyers that I have. The other characters on my roster are a Shadow Hunter, Bard, and my Artillerist. Unfortunately, completely neglected simply because of the Summoner. Everything went to the Summoner, so no other character on my roster was anything else besides a farming mule. These characters included, and because of that, they are now taking priority so that they would also get to item level 1490 at least, if not 1500. They should have a very easy time getting there, since they have so many bound materials after farming for months upon months without honing anything themselves, because I couldn't really afford it. I want them at 1490 at least for the daily Kaliligos runs, so I can funnel even more endgame leapstones, either for gold or just funnel them into my main character, so I can boost him up whenever his time comes about. These 3 characters will have a little bit of a different story. This one's turn is going to be in April, where I would like to hone him to 1560 to do Belshazzar hard mode, gates 1 to 6, and obviously Hanumatan as well for the ancient drops. My summoner, I would like, and she will be 1540. by the time Brescia's hard mode comes about. 1540 specifically for Hanumatan for even more drops of ancient grade. And then my second destroyer also to 1540. This is going to be the hardest of the three, simply because he has the fewest materials of the three. Other things that are worth mentioning is that I've had a lot of fun in the Inferno content. I've completed both of the Inferno dungeons. It's just that Vikas, we never really got to do Deathless with our group, simply because Summoner was, I think, a month away when we started to be ready for Deathless. And on top of that, there were so many disconnections that doing Deathless was a gigantic pain in the ass. The Inferno content in Lost Ark in general is my highlight for the past year. It's this one and the people that I met through my YouTube channel and Twitch streams. The rest was a little bit of a rushed blur. Here in the West, our release was hyper. Like everything was just poured with like a big bucket on top of the player base. And needless to say, that took very many people by surprise, and it made very many people just distance themselves from the game. Luckily, there are still a lot of people who survived, and a lot of people who really enjoy the game and who have pushed through. For an MMORPG, we've had so much content, and there was so many different things in Lost Ark that you actually had to take care of, because people were looking at so many different aspects of your character that it was a little bit overwhelming. And I do understand the players who couldn't handle this gigantic burst of goodness, which is Lost Ark in the West, simply because you don't really have time. You don't have time to fall in love with the game. It feels like you always have to give up something in order to sort of have a complete experience in Lost Ark. I love to PvP, for example. There's no time. Whenever I'm in a PvP match, I'm thinking, wait, why am I in a PvP match right now when my Bard has 2 bars of rest on Chaos Dungeon? Why am I not doing that before sleep? Why am I PvPing? Because I like PvP, but if I like PvP, I have to give up something else. And if I give that something else up, eventually down the road, I'm gonna lose. But there's nothing we can do about this now. I don't really think that it's Amazon's fault, Smilegate's fault. I just think that Lost Ark, the way the game wants to run, is not really something that you launch 3 years down the road, and you want to give people the best on paper, the best content, really quick raids one after another so that people wouldn't get bored. You want to give people, newer classes and more classes to come like ASAP within the first year. So you want to give people theoretically the best things you have as a game, but those best things you have also completely unlock everything to a point where it just becomes a bit overwhelming to take care of every little dot that you have in order to be accepted by the community. And speaking about gatekeeping and be accepted by the community, I do want to praise the people who have recently sort of finally understood that it's okay to play with people that maybe don't know as much as they do. It seems that people are beginning to feel comfortable enough with Lost Ark to sort of look a little bit behind them as well and see what's there. And that's a great feeling. For me, as a person who watches from the side, that's a great feeling to see that that people are not so crazy anymore. They're crazy when it comes to like their maybe couple of raids or maybe their one endgame raid, but I'm really happy that we have progressed enough so that at least Valtan, Vikas is something that's more all-inclusive. My closing words before I lose my voice again are that I really hope in 2023 Amazon and Smilegate will take more steps towards making players want to play Lost Ark more, as opposed to having to play Lost Ark more. I see a lot of players around me getting burned out, and I'm not talking about the players who played Lost Ark 100 hours and then they're off. I'm talking about the actual players who love the game. And if that's the case for die-hard fans, imagine the average Joe, which we need in our game. We need as many average Joes as possible. People that want to launch a free game on Steam and have fun with it. Luckily for many of us, doing whatever Lost Ark needs us to do to keep up the pace is also fun. The Legion raids, the Guardians, maybe for some the Chaos dungeons like myself. So this is also fun, but there's so many people who want to do more, who cannot do more because they just have to do something else. And I would really hope that, not because we're special cookies in the West, but just because we've had this kind of a release, I would really hope that Amazon and Smilegate would look into something to band-aid the burnout wound, right? That's what I would really hope for. Other than that, I wish you guys lots of fun in Lost Ark. I thank you for being here with me. I thank you for being with me on Twitch as well. And until my next video or live stream, I wish you guys all the best. Yeah, this is teamwork right here. I'm not gatekeeping this person. I'm helping him.